Hello and welcome. In my previous build guide video, I forgot to mention how to actually level this character into maps. So let's get started. I guess we'll start with the gem skills, what we're actually using throughout the campaign. So I've done a different section in the guide to help you with that. I've done a skill section for leveling and also a passive tree section for leveling as well. So our two main skills will be shield charge for the single target damage with combo with stomping ground. Stomping ground is very cool gem. It allows you to trigger shockwaves that deal damage based on your strength. So for example, if you got 100 strength, it will give you on average about 100 flat physical damage multiple times. So for example, let's get to the game. Get my cat behind me. So I guess stomping around here. I put it in shield charge. How does it work? When you charge, you will trigger a multiple shockwaves that can hit enemies multiple times. What's good about this? You don't need to actually move. So if you point blank an enemy, it will still trigger multiple shockwaves and will deal a lot of damage for single target. At least in the campaign while you have a lot of strength compared to your character. The second thing that you can do is use resonating shield with armor explosion. It's considered an attack that converts your physical damage to fire, and when you break armor, you will... Emmet. That's not helpful. That's not helpful at all. Sorry for the cut, by the way. So, what I'm saying. Armor explosion for aerial effect damage. It clears very well. Magnified effect and demolisher. If you have only two links, I would probably do demolisher with armor explosion. For the chill charge, stomping ground, mandatory. Exploit weakness, very good for bosses. And for the third link, you can do close combat or ingenuity, for example. It's very nice. For single target bosses or rares, you can do armor breaker with martial tempo and inspiration to make it use less mana. Armor breaker is very good for breaking armor on single target because it breaks a lot more armor than resenting shield. Basically, you do one tap and you break all the armor from the boss. Maybe two. Scavenging plating. I recommend to use it right away when you got it on it was level 4 spirit gem. You will get it in Act 1 after you defeat Kingdom of the Mist. You can use it with physical mastery and persistence. Physical mastery is a level 3 support gem, so if you just started playing the game, you will not have it, but you will have persistence. Next, Hammer of the Gods. Really nice for bosses when you got it. You can move exploit weakness support from the shield charge into Hammer of the Gods and use it with ignition to guarantee basically ignite on the boss and deal a lot more damage. And also use a Fist of War. Because it has a long cooldown, it will always work for the skill. Berserk, you can use it while you have a lot of spirit. Basically, it was probably end of Act 3 in Cruel. Shield Wall, very nice to deal with very annoying bosses, but you cannot really hit with your shield charge. I've got two examples. There is a bug with Act 3 Bogwitch boss for a phase 1. In phase 1, when she is riding her broom, it will be very hard to you to hit it. And when she will leave her broom behind in phase 1, you cannot actually charge her with shield charge. She's got no collision. So for that, you can use shield wall, and then charge into the shield wall that will be near the boss, and damage the boss that way. This will also work, for example, for the Rayani phase 1. It's also really annoying to charge him. Infernal Cry, you can use it up from the level 6. Just use it before you will use shield charge for single target damage. You can use it with Premeditation to deal 15% more damage, and Rage for Cry if you got the Rage. By the way, don't level this skill gem at all. You just need level 3 and that's it. Higher level doesn't give you single target damage and will cost a lot of mana. You don't want that. That's basically it for gems. Let's see passive tree. I've got level entry variant. Just go for melee damage. Then you can do attack area for better clear and smash for more melee damage against heavy stun enemies. With shield charge, you will easily stun enemies. It's not a magma barrier, but you cannot damage them while they're stunned. Then you should go for straight up into Resolute Technique, and then go for the attack damage and reduce attack speed. It gives you a lot of damage. And Pylon for better armor breaking and a lot of damage as well. After that, I would suggest you to get this cluster. It gives you a lot of area effect and a lot of damage as well. It's like 12% for the small nodes here. And a lot of AoE here and attack damage here. After this, you can grab actually strength. It will give you damage for your stomping ground. It's very nice. It's basically 33 flat physical damage for your stomping ground. Then you can go here, grab these nodes. A lot of damage as well, and more area. Grab this shape-shifting cluster for attack damage as well. And then go either here for block. You can start collecting block this cluster as well, and defenses. And then go here for area and more attack damage and block chance here. I generally do not recommend going for block chance right away before you will get your Ascendancy. As for Ascendancy points, get armor breaking points first, and then go for the rally training before you will get to maps. So basically it will be your third Ascendancy trial. You don't really need block for the campaign. You will have 100% block from the front, and that's enough. You will also have full block while you use your shield charge. When you will do 4th Ascendancy trial, I recommend you to unspec embodied impacts and get your Jade Heritage for passive PDR. Because I myself did an ultimatum for that, and you can die for a boss for his slam ability if you don't have high armor or PDR. And you don't really need embodied impacts at that point anyway. As for Ascendancies, you can do them in next order. You can do Sekima first. It's very easy on this character. Then you will go Ultimatum second. Then Sekima third. And for the fourth one, I would say it will be easier probably to do Sekimas because you don't need to collect the fragment to fight the Trial Master, and it's really annoying to collect them anyway. And also Ultimatum can be a bit hard and at that level, especially if you will get bad set of mods. For the Sekima boss, I recommend to stack either movement speed relics with other resistance. Or just get movement speed boots with 30%. So let's return to the game. I personally didn't use Trample Toe in the campaign at all, but you can use it. It's not that hard to get the strength requirement. I personally used movement speed boots with resistant health. It's nice to have better movement speed for the campaign, basically. So, for the items, let's check leveling. I do not recommend to use 200 mace right away. Just use 100 maces. For example, for my playthrough, I get this one, then this one, and this one. For the Resonating Shield and Shield Charge, it's nice to have high physical damage maces because it will affect your Resonating Shield AoE for armor explosion, basically, because it's deal attack damage from your weapon. And what did I forget? Yeah, and just do elemental damage with attacks, because explosion will deal fire damage, and you will also deal fire damage with your Infernal Cry shield charge. 100 maces are very cheap. You can get this mace, for example, which I used basically up to level 90, for like 10x, I think. Just search for the elemental damage, plus 5 to level of all melee skills, and for the third one, I would recommend to use gain mana on per enemy killed maps to sustain your mana. You can search it this way. I can show you filters. So basically, you get 2 filters on the trade, and then you can just get this mace, for example, for 5x. It's a really good mace. Higher level at 79, but you can get a lower level base mace easily, like this, for example, level 64. So what's next? Shields. Just use the shield with maximum armor that you can get. For example, this was my progression with the shields. You don't really need block chance, just get your highest armor with another stats like strength or resist or life, something like that. So I got this one on level 28. All these shields I got from the vendor. So basically what I recommend to do is to check vendor every level that you level up. And also you can gamble for the shields if you have gold. So if you got another set of item bases with higher base armor, you can gamble for the better shield, basically. As for leveling uniques, I recommend for the Act 1 to use Violent Stake Mace. That's awesome, because it got 2 great properties. The first one, it gets you a global armor break. You can get up to 50, and that's a lot of armor break. For example, level 1 Resonating Shield, I think, will give you 14 armor per use. Yes, it's 14 armor. This mace will give you 3 times more, basically, even more. That's awesome. You can trigger explosion by one tapping Resident Shield, basically. And also, because you will use Infernal Cry and your explosions from armor breaking, armor explosion support will deal armor fire damage. Armor explosion is really nice as well. I used this mace for the Act 1, basically, when I switched to another mace. Amulet, you can use Everlasting Gaze, very cheap, it will give you a lot of mana to sustain. Next, gloves. You can use anything basically. North Path for physical damage. 3 fingers as well. Whatever you want. You can use rare gloves as well. Movement speed boots. Just use your highest movement speed boots, either unique or blue or rare. It doesn't matter. Body armor, Bramblejack is nice for level 1. Bristlebore is nice for level 1 as well. I used Eren Tusk for basically Act 1. It gives you a lot of thorn damage and a lot of armor for survivability. And then you can switch to rare armor with a lot of armor and resistant health. Helmets, Crown of the Victor, really good. Crown of the Pale King as well. It will trigger your thorns damage from your scavenging plating by all hits. So, for example, you can raise your shield against Act 1 boss while he's doing his ice breath and basically one-shot it. It's really nice. Horns of Binden, very good helmet for level 1. A lot of strength for your Stomping Ground support for shield charge. And also you will get rage melee and melee hit. Very cool helmet. For the shield, for level 1 Grenadier, a lot of armor, also strength. I used Doomgate. It gives you a lot of armor for what it is, but you will take 20% damage from block. I use it, but you don't need actually to use it. You can use rare shield with basically similar amount of armor. And I think that's it for... and the Black Heart for the ring. Really nice. It gives you intimidation, life regen, and flood damage. So when you can actually switch to Magma Barrier from this setup, I would recommend you to get at least level 30 gem, maybe 29. You can easily get +5 gem level weapon, +2, for example, amulet, or +7, +2 gloves for +9. It will give you +1 from support for +10. And for example, you can get +1 or +2 if you have many for Prism Belief. Then you can switch to Magma Barrier and use the game tree from my actual build. Just don't forget what after you will get Relay Training to grab all the shield nodes for the max shield block. If you don't have max shield block from the tree, just switch, for example, this one for the more block. Or get another cluster, for example, here for the block chance. If you have money then and strength, you can grab Giant's Blood, but I do not really recommend to do it until level 85, I think. You need a lot of strength for the weapon, and this weapon, for example, is very, very hard to get for cheap. I paid 23 divines for that. I do not recommend doing that. At least not while you level 90 or less. You can start cheap. I think that's it. So what do you need to avoid on this build in terms of maps, for example? There are a couple of maps that I do not recommend to run if you don't have to. The main one is the Wall Factory. It's very, very, very bad, this build, especially boss. I would say regular map is fine, but the boss is really annoying to block. Basically, he got only one attack that you can block, and it's there's no animation actually. It does it immediately, and you have just to get ready for that. It's basically a chance game. You either block or not. So it's really, really annoying. And the second one is the map, I don't recall how it's called, but it's a map with the Act 3 Block Witch boss. Also really annoying. Everything else is fine, you can run anything you want, basically. Right now I'm running Delirium maps. Where are you? Something like that. Delirious effect with how is it called? Emotions cards. Yeah, distilled emotion. You can apply it to maps to guarantee your layer of delirium, and then farm breaches on that map or anything else. Actually, you can get easily 40 fragments, 40 simulacrums shards from that. Fair map. I don't recommend starting that, but on my level I can do it easily. It's really not a problem. With stacked up breach, so for example, I do have full breach tree for the more breaches, quantity of splinters, and you will take 20% the damage from breach monsters. Also more clasped hands, and each clasped hands will drop 2 times more breach splinters, but you will take 10% more damage per stack per arm. So it's kinda rippy, but for me it's fine. I didn't die once from that. And also Simulacrum, I'm still trying to get all the fragments for last 2 Simulacrums. First 3 bosses were really easy. I think +5 will be really easy too. Like, not a single problem. There is one mod that can be dangerous, and it's percent of attack as chaos. And that's it, basically. So I'm doing this node that gives you that doubles difficulty from the delirium, but gives you a lot of splinters. Very cool. I think that's it for this video. So thanks for watching. Have fun. You can ask your question in comments. I will answer them in time. Thank you.